3 here, and me and my girlfriend has just gotten out of Slender Man, the movie that came out. Wow, okay, not a lot as I wouldn't have expected, but a lot of it what I didn't expect. So just like before when I did the last review for a movie, I'm just gonna give you my professional opinion, which is not really much of a professional opinion, but I'm gonna talk about it and give my overall review for it, and then I'll give some space for you guys to be able to pause it if you haven't watched it and you don't want spoilers. I'll spoil. At the bottom line though, for that spoiler alert warning, there's not much of spoilers if you could predict a lot of stuff, because like I said, I'll let you know a great deal of it is more about cliches. If you know a lot of cliches from movies, this is a lot of the spoiler thing you probably already could kind of predict. But overall, Slender Man, very interesting movie. It started off slow, that's definitely I will say. It started off slow and it did pick up by the end. For most of the beginning part of the movie, it did drag on. Camera work, they did very well for the darkness, good dark use, good sound use. Definitely, it's the movie itself, very good sound use, from music around them to just the sound effects of when Slenderman's present, or just in general when he's near the facility. So that's good. Characters underwhelming. Like in the first 5 minutes of the movie, it was rushed. It was definitely rushed. No real sense of character weight. Didn't care anything for the characters. Attitude wise, I didn't care for them. So it kind of did make the movie a little bit lack, because I didn't have a sense of care for the characters. I didn't really feel connected to them to feel more horror. And yeah. But overall, effects brilliant, shadow work and just light work brilliant, special effects to a T. I wouldn't say it's like epic effects, but it definitely got the job done. Overall, the sound, congratulations for the sound people, because the sound was very good. It definitely keep you in luring for the movie. So, is it a must-see? If you liked Slender Man, I would say yes. If you're not a fan of it, I don't think this is gonna change your mind. This movie won't change your mind. If you're a fan of him, I would recommend seeing. I don't know if it's worth rewatching or if it's worth watching on Netflix. Maybe on Netflix if you haven't watched it in the theater. So overall, for a horror flick, it didn't really measure up so well to like other horror movies in the past. It relied cliché on jump scares. It relied a lot on just in general cliches. But all in all, for just an entertainment thriller, it definitely got the job done for a good old-fashioned cliche-ic but effective thriller. I don't strongly remember my scoring, so for stars wise, I'll give this one a 3.5. It's a 3 for me. It's an average movie that could just be forgotten in a day. 1 terrible, 5 ecstatic. So 3.5. I say that's an above average movie. It's definitely a good thriller if you like Slender Man. But if you don't like him, this movie might not change your mind on the genre of Slender Man and the creepypasta. So yeah. 3.5 out of 5 stars. above average. So yeah, this has been Luna House review. Now I'm going to be talking a little bit about spoilers. So if any of you don't want anything spoiled, if you don't want to know what happens, you could click out now. And I'll give you a moment. Alright, this is spoilers. And I'm warning people who might still be here. This is now spoiler talk. I was mentioning cliches. They did a lot of different cliches, like a bad friend. Like once things get bad, they start rejecting the idea and trying to get back to reality life. That's a cliche thing I've seen in everything. Jump scare galore, but certain scenes, like there was a library scene. The forest scenes, some of the jump scares did not fall flat. It did hit its mark. However, there are those cliches that if you know the genre well, you could probably pinpoint them. So a lot of the jump scares didn't affect me. Slender Man's power definitely showed pretty cool, because all you get from the actual creepypasta is how he could make you insane or he'll take you. So to see it now on the screen of how he makes you insane or how he could take you, it definitely showed good about his power. It made you question the world around you. Like for one of the main girls, I don't know her name because, like I said from the first part, didn't really care for her, or didn't really care for these characters. I don't really remember their names coming out of the movie. But one girl started having great illusions of Slender, and it effectively took this library of her and made it into a horror maze. And if anybody knows the game Slender, it was a good montage of that idea of just being locked in a maze of horror with Slender Man. So I definitely enjoyed that, even though I already kind of expected what was going to happen and everything. It still was a good thriller. It still was effective. And the jump scares, for certain reasons, did work. It didn't jump me like it should have, but it did have its mark effective. Yeah, so the library scene was definitely, if you played the game Slender, it will remind you of that. A lot of bad decision making when it came to the characters. Not for the actors, because actors, but for their characters, a lot of bad decisions since the beginning. And like I said, I didn't care for them. They were the most generic teenage stuck-up girls. And I don't really care for people like that. I don't really invest in people like that. And they did a lot of poor decision making in their part, which made me already alone. It's bad enough that you're not rooting for the main characters to get out of this, and it's saying something when you're willing to see the actual creature want to take them in the beginning of the movie. So you can already tell what side I was on. Slender Man looked exactly like what you would think. They didn't really do much difference to what the creepypasta has shown of him, but they did do it effectively. He was rarely shown in the movie, but the way he did their powers, the way he did his special effects for his power, his way to go manipulating your mind, you knew he was there. You knew he was there, even if you didn't see him. Unlike like other places like Godzilla, where they'll just immediately cut you off the action and ultimately leave you empty-handed, not seeing Godzilla. Slender, it felt different. Even though you didn't see him, the way they worked it definitely was great, because even if you didn't see him on screen, you knew he was there. And that was something that I actually did like about what they did with Slender. Like I said, that the sound effects, the sound, the music, everything was timed right, because ultimately, especially the use of dark rooms, they made you look at everything. Me and my girlfriend were literally just hovering our eyes around, looking to see if we see him. And once we did see him, that's when they shot him through which I think, like I said, certain jump scares did make a mark. But I did like how they did his power, because even if you didn't see him on the room, you knew he was there. And that's actually good, because even the audience felt he was there. All in all, the movie was cliche. If you know certain things, you're going to see them. Like, it could go to friends breaking up because they want reality and don't realize what they're in for. Poor decision making. Yeah, poor decision making. The cliche girl trips during runs. Cliche. Jump scare cliches. So yeah, that's why it was a little underwhelming, the movie. But all in all, if you're just looking for a good thriller and you are a big fan of Slender Man, I definitely would say I recommend you watching. And if it goes on Netflix for free, maybe that'll be the best time to watch it if you don't want to spend money. Oh, but if you do like the Slender Man, then I would say it's a good for a one-time watch. All right, well, this has been Luna Hound 93. My last thoughts of the movie: it's a good thriller. Definitely worth watching. Not sure if it's worth paying for, but it's a good watch if you like thriller and you like the character, the creepypasta character Slender Man. It definitely does its slight job to what it had for Slender. Like I said on the review, 3.5 out of 5 stars, above average. It is a good watch. And yeah, this has been Luna Hound 93. Like and subscribe, everybody, and join the pack. Love y'all. Bye.